Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So I would like to welcome all of you for our study of Sri Upadesamrita. So last week we were discussing the first Hare Krishna. Last week we were discussing the first verse of Upadesamrita. We were almost in the middle now. So we have discussed Vachovekam, Manasavegam, Vegam. Now today we'll be discussing the Jihva Vegam. So let us try to study what Srila Prabhupada wants to tell us, or Srila Rupa Goswami is speaking. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Different Acharyas' commentaries are also included by Srila Prabhupada in his purports. So let's read from here. Okay. So similarly, so up to this we discussed frustration of anger. Now, similarly, the demands of the body can be divided into three categories. The demands of the tongue, the belly, and the genitals. So body demands, demands of the body is divided into three categories: demands of tongue, belly, and genitals. One may observe that these three senses are physically situated in a straight line as far as the body is concerned, and that the bodily demands begin with the tongue. So the tongue, belly, and genitals in the straight line. So Prabhupada here says that the demand starts from begin from the tongue. Then he says, if one can restrain the demands of the tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasada, only prasada, the urges of the belly and the genitals can automatically be controlled. So if we are controlling the eating habits by eating only prasada, then the urges of tongue, urges of belly and genitals all can be controlled, because all these three senses are situated in a straight line. That is what here Prabhupada says. And now, in this connection, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this is, by the way, is a by heart, we need to by heart. This is the prasadam. When we honor prasadam, this is the verse we chant. Before that, before this also, before these two verses, there is one more sloka, small one. I will post that in the group later. That we should all know this, because before we honor prasada, we are reciting these verses by respecting prasadam. Actually, we are respecting the prasada given by Krishna, and by chanting these slokas only we are eating prasadam, or we have to. It is like that. So it is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now let's read. Sharira avidya jal jadendriya tahe kal जीवे फेले विषय सागरे तारा मध्ये जिह्वा अति लोभो मया सुधर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बड़ा दयामय करी बारे जिह्वा जाए स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत खाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी दाका श्री चैतन्य निताय. So the meaning is here. This is Bengali. It's easy to it is easy to by heart also. It's not a big deal. Once you start reciting it, it will be easy every day. Then it will be easy for us to remember. Oh Lord. So the meaning is like this: this material body is a lump of ignorance. Sharira avidya jal. Jal means it is network. The material body is a lump of ignorance. Sharira is avidya, and the senses are a network of paths leading to death. So avidya jal and jadendriya tahekal. Jada indriya means all the senses, all the jada indriyas, all the gross senses. They are leading to death, because this is a network of senses basically. So the ignorance and the senses are leading to death. Somehow or the other, we have fallen into the ocean of material and sense enjoyment, and all of the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. So here it says, Jive phele vishaya sagare. Somehow we have fallen into this material sense enjoyment, and among the all the senses, tara madhye jihvati. Among all the senses, tongue is most uncontrollable. Now, it is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world, but you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasada to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, okay, so this is what here. Lobamai Sudarmadi, Take Jeta Katina Samsare. It is very difficult to control the tongue. Krishna, you are so merciful. Krishna, Bada Dayamai. The Badaya means merciful. Bada means big. You are so merciful, oh Krishna. Kari bare juhwa jai. So prasada anno dilo bai. You are very merciful, and you have sent this nice prasada to help us to conquer the tongue. Say swaprasada anna dila bai. You have given us this nice prasada for controlling our tongue. Say anna amrita khavo. So therefore, let us take this prasada to our full satisfaction. And Radha Krishna Gunagavo, not only just taking prasadam for full satisfaction, we are glorifying and glorify your lordships, Shri Radha and Krishna. Preme Daka Chaitanya Nitai. And in the love, call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. This is the meaning. So beautiful, actually. So we are thanking Krishna for giving us this prasada, because when we offer bhoga to Krishna, after that it becomes prasada, right? Then when we honor prasada, we are reciting these verses by telling Krishna that thank you for giving this prasada, so that only by taking prasada I can control my tongue. And once the tongue is controlled, naturally the belly and genitals are also will be also controlled. So so this is a very beautiful slokas actually. This is in Bengali, however very meaningful. So before we honor prasadam, we are thanking Krishna actually for giving us this mercy, and of course calling out Radha, glorifying Radha Krishna, glorifying, or even calling out the names of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu for their help. Now there are 6 kinds of rasas or taste, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. Some persons are attracted to eating of meat, fish, crabs, eggs, and other things produced by semen and blood, and eaten in the form of dead bodies. So Prabhupada is saying that there are different kinds of taste, and the tongues get generally, uh, attracted to some of the taste. So some people are attracted to eating meat and all those things, and others are attracted by eating vegetables, creepers, spinach, or milk products, but all for the satisfaction of tongue's demand. So either vegetarian or non-vegetarian, basically the satisfaction for is actually says tongue's demand, and you're trying to satisfy. Such eating for sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind, is to be given up by Krishna conscious person. So, so extra spice, chili, tamarind, all those are rajogunic actually. Rajogunic. That is why Prabhupada mentions here generally Vaishnavas are giving should give up that gradually. The use of pan, haritaki, betel nuts, various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged in to fulfill illicit demand. See, so all these things are should be avoided basically. For devotee should avoid all this. If we can practice accepting only remnants of the food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. So by only accepting prasadam, by only accepting prasada, then it is possible to get free from the Maya's victimization, Prabhu says. Vegetable, grains, fruits, milk products, and water are proper foods to offer to the Lord. So what we can offer to Krishna is basically vegetarian food, grains, fruits, milk products, but there is no onion, garlic also, as Lord Krishna himself prescribes. Hmm. In the verse of Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you can offer, if you are offering me patram, leaf means any leafy vegetables or could be tulasi or anything in that category. But pushpam, flowery vegetables or flower, even the normal flower we offer. Then phalam is fruits and toyam is water. So these are the things, and of course milk and milk products, all this we can offer to Krishna. However, if one accepts prasada only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to satisfying the demands of the tongue. So, so in the name of prasada, if we are eating too much, then again we are trying to satisfy our senses, the sense of tongue and also the belly. So that is what also this is also something we need to take care. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes even while eating prasada. Mahaprabhu has said in some places actually that palatable dishes, in the sense not to get, because the thing is that not to get too much attached to that. Only in that sense it is mentioned. So if we offer palatable dishes to the Lord deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. See, if we so for example, if we like something, some nice food, and we are making that because we want to eat that, and when but we are offering to Krishna also. But the inspiration for us to make that food is not that okay, I want to feed Krishna nice prasadam, nice bhoga, but instead we are thinking that okay, I want to eat biryani today, so let me make biryani and offer it to Krishna. So such things, it is mentioned, or such mentality or consciousness, Prabhupada says that we are involved in trying to satisfy the tongue's demands of the tongue basically. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. If somebody is inviting us, so before we go to that, so once we get the invitation, we are happy that okay, today I'm going to get very nice feast, and we are going there. Oh, I'm going to get nice food because I have the experience of getting nice prasadam from this devotee's house. So that also we are trying to satisfy the demands of tongue. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Anti Leela, this is instruction to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Wherein Mahaprabhu says, Jihwara lalasa ye iti uti dai, Shishnodara parayana Krishna nahi pai. This is very nice verse. It says, that person who runs here and there seeking to gratify his palate, means gratify his tongue, and who is always attached to the desires of his stomach and genitals is unable to attain Krishna. So, Jihwara lalasa is the urge of the tongue. Ityutidai means we are, for satisfying the urges of the tongue, we are going here and there. Shishana is genitals. Udara is the belly. Parayana. So if we are going to satisfy our tongue, if we are running here and there to satisfy our tongue, genitals and belly, such people, Krishna nahi pai. They will never get Krishna. This is Mahaprabhu's words. So he says further, as stated before, the tongue, belly and genitals are situated in a straight line and they fall in the same category. Lord Chaitanya has said, Bhala na kaibe, ara bhala na paribe. This is again instruction to Raghunath Das Goswami. Do not dress luxuriously and do not eat delicious foodstuffs. By the way, these instructions are because Raghunath Das Goswami was in a renounced order. So these instructions were fully to him. Of course, we can also try to imbibe as much as possible. But these instructions are meant for or must be followed by a renunciant, one who has renounced everything, and because they should not get attached to any of these things. That is why Mahaprabhu is giving such instruction to Raghunath Goswami, who was already in a renounce order. However, it's applicable for all of us also, to the extent we can follow, it is good. Mm. And do not dress luxuriously means our dressing should not, we should not dress in such a way that, okay, everybody, comments on my kurta or sari, or okay, let everybody comment, or in that mood, if we are doing dressing and all, I want to show off, I want to, you know, expose my beauty to others. In that mood, if we are doing, then it is not fair, it's not good. That is what Mahaprabhu said, do not dress luxuriously. That doesn't mean that we have to dress like a beggar. No, not that extent. Basically, we need to be very neat, and even Prabhupada doesn't, he never recommended anybody to, even keep beard, because some devotees, some disciples initially they used to, uh, you know, make keep some beard, long beard, because it's again a sign of renunciation. Some of the uh, Babajis and all, they all have big beard. No, Prabhupada says no. Like, it is okay if you are able to, if you are having that mood also, it's okay. But only just having big beard doesn't mean that you are a good Vaishnava. And then he is suggesting that you should better to have a clean shaven here and there, in the head and also here, so that we are not concerned about, you know, taking care of the hair and even the beard. So that time of the time which we require to take care of our hair and beard, we can use it for in the service of Krishna. We can chant more, or we can do some services. So Prabhupada said, he always insists this. We have to be good. We have to be presentable. We should wear nice clothes, in the sense not fancy, however neat and clean, and and he always insists on taking bath properly, brushing the teeth, and shaving and all, for men and women also, moderately dressing nicely in that way. So he always gives importance to the, of course, the more importance to the internal purity, and also the external purity is required for a Vaishnava. It's not like we are just like not taking care of the body, and that's also not a good sign of a devotee. Okay. Those who suffer from diseases of the stomach must be able to control the urges of the belly, at least according to this analysis. So when we desire to eat more than necessary, we automatically create many inconveniences in life. So if we eat more, we may get some diseases also. However, if we observe fasting days like Ekadashi and Janmashtami, we can restrain the demands of belly. So we fast on Ekadashis, we fast on Janmashtamis. Janmashtami, basically we are fasting Nirjal, actually, from morning to the midnight. Yeah, so on Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima and all, we fast like that. Okay, now as far as the genitals are concerned, there are two: proper and improper, or illegal and illicit sex. When a man is properly mature, he can marry according to the rules and regulations of the Shastras and use his genitals for begetting nice children. That is legal and religious. So we have already discussed about this. This is given by Krishna for producing Krishna conscious children, not for sense enjoyment, and that is legal and religious also, and it's a service to Krishna. We also mentioned that before. Otherwise, he may adopt many artificial means to satisfy the demands of genitals, and he may not use any restraint. When one indulges in illicit sex life, as defined by the Shastras, either by thinking, planning, talking about, or actual having sexual intercourse, or by satisfying the genitals by artificial means, he is caught in the clutches of Maya. So, straightforward. No, I'm not going to explain, but we should to understand the importance of these things. These instructions apply not only to householders but also to tyagis. So these instructions are for everybody, or those who are in the renounced order of life. It's not only for the people in the renounced order of life; it's for even for the grihasthas. In his book Prema Vivarta, chapter 7, Sri Jagadananda Pandit says, वैरागी भाई ग्राम्य कथा ना सुनिबे काने ग्राम्य वार्ता ना कहिबे याबे मिलिबे आने स्वप्ने ओ ना कर भाई स्त्री संभाषण गृह स्त्री छाड़िया भाई आशिया चवना यदि चाह प्रणय राखीते गौरंगे रसाने छोटा हरिदासेरा कथा ताके ये न माने भाला ना काइबे यारा भाला ना पारिबे हृदय ते राधा krishna sarvada sevibe. So beautiful. Jagadananda Pandit is another associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was with Mahaprabhu when he took sannyas, and when he went to Jagannath Puri, Jagadananda Pandit was throughout with him. Okay, so the meaning is that, and he has written a book called Prema Bhavarta, and these verses are from there. My dear brother, you are in the renounced order of life and should not listen to talk about ordinary worldly things, nor should you talk about worldly things when you meet with others. So basically, this is for the renounced order, people in the renounced order, that no talk of worldly things and other things. But to us, maybe some worldly things we may have to hear because we are working and we are going to doing a job, and some of the non-related Krishna conscious things we will be hearing and doing also every day. However, we should be cautious, not too much indulging in all this. We have already discussed about this many times. Unnecessary things, politics, even then politics, sports, or it could be even our subject of what we need for our job also. We need knowledge, we need to be upgraded also, we need to have new knowledge, just only for our survival purpose, not to have accumulate so much of we are spending a lot of time in reading and updating ourselves. In that name, we are spending a lot of time. When we say that, okay, I'm updating my knowledge because I have to be updated, then only I can sustain in this market. What sustain? What is there in our hand? What are we saying? Okay, we need to have proper understanding, little bit here and there, whatever is required for our maintenance, but not too much. So we are using our intelligence, energy, everything in that. What is happening is that we don't have time to chant, we don't have time to read shastras, but we need initiation. We want to get guru's mercy, we want to go to spiritual world, we want to get service of Radha Krishna. How it is possible if we are not ready to spend time for reading and understanding shastras? If you are not ready to prioritize Krishna consciousness, then it's not something we can buy from a shop, bakala. Oh, calling and ordering, okay, can you bring some Krishna bhakti? It's not possible like that. We should sincerely put our efforts, and Krishna's mercy will flow. Already mercy is there for everybody. It's the matter of prioritization. The more we prioritize, what will happen? He will give intelligence, of course, for progressing in bhakti, and also he will give you intelligence for doing material things also, to do smartly. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I was mentioning last time about him. He was the smartest worker. That is why even Britishers loved him. No, I mentioned to you there was a railway track to his home. He was such a great person. Everybody was respecting him because he was. It is mentioned in his biography. He could do the things 9-8 hours job. He can do it 3 hours. Not even 50% of time he consumes to finish his. If he is 8 hours job, for a normal person, he will finish in 3 to 4 hours, because that is the intelligence Krishna is giving, because he has so much higher things to do, so many things to do, which is spiritual things. So how Krishna, why Krishna is this example is showing that Krishna will bless us so that we will be able to manage our time more productively, than what we are doing, struggling here and there and doing. So it is a lot of efforts would be there from our side. We cannot. Goal is so lofty. Don't please let us not think that it is very easy to achieve. If the goal is very lofty, we have to really work for it, and with humility, with prayers, with complete dependence on Krishna, then everything will be okay. Becoming lazy and laziness is not an excuse. No, that's about listening worldly things. Do not think of women even in dreams. Okay, this is for renounce order instruction. Do not think of women even in dreams. You have accepted the renounce order of life with a vow that forbids you to associate with women. So again, for renounce, of course, renounce order definitely they are completely aloof from opposite gender. However, for the grihasthas like all of us also, we have to be also very chaste to our own family and our own spouse, and also not to think or whatever. It's all whatever illicit you hear before it is mentioned. Thinking, planning, talking, all comes in that category. So we have to be little more careful. You have accepted the renounce, okay. If you wish to associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you must always remember the incident of Chota Haridas and how he was rejected by the Lord. This is one Leela, one story in the Chaitanya Charitamrita actually. Chota Haridas was he was a nice he was an associate of Mahaprabhu only. He was a very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very nice, sincere, very nice devotee. To become an associate of Mahaprabhu is not an easy task. Chota Haridas, but what he did, what one time what happened, he he is also in a renounce order. He was in a renounce order. He was a brahmachari. So he somebody mentioned, yeah, he went to get some charity from one of the house actually, and where there was a lady actually. That lady was old lady only, but still he accepted that from that lady, and with that charity, with that some whatever they got, he used it for cooking prasadam. In the basically charity in the sense some rice and some things, some items for cooking basically. And he prepared nice bhoga and offered to Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were serving to Mahaprabhu. So not only Chota Haridas, there were some other devotees also with him. So when he was offering to Mahaprabhu, by seeing this, he asked, from where you got this?" So he said, so one devotee said, "Okay, this is Chota Haridas has brought this. He got this charity from. So from where?" he asked. Then from this particular house. So from that particular lady, she is an old lady, but still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I will not have this. I don't want to see Chota Haridas anymore." Who told you? Who told him to go there and beg? He was very strict. Mahaprabhu was a very strict sannyasi. Especially he was in a renounced order. He was not. There was no compromise. He rejected him. He said, "I don't want to see Chota Haridas anymore." Then Chota Haridas actually committed suicide. In that after that, he was because Mahaprabhu was not giving him. Mahaprabhu was not forgiving him basically. Mahaprabhu was so merciful on one side. At this one side, he is very strict on these principles also, because to teach all of us. And what happened when Chota Haridas then committed suicide, and but Mahaprabhu blessed his soul. Hmm. The Chota Haridas was not leaving the body. He left the body, but he was just staying, and Mahaprabhu staying back that soul of Chota Haridas, and then Mahaprabhu blessed him and said, um, "You will be getting a good destination." And he blessed him, and he went back basically. So the point is that this incident also teaches us how strict Mahaprabhu was, and also he was not at all compromising on any of these principles. He was very strict. So that is why Jagadananda Pandit is reminding in this verse that particular incident. Okay, yeah. Do not eat luxurious dishes or dress in fine garments, but always remain humble and serve the lordships of Sri Sri Radha Krishna in your hearts. So dressing humbly, I mean simple dress and simple prasadam. This is also Jagadananda Pandit says, and also Mahaprabhu speaks this in before we have already read to Raghunath Das Goswami. He is Balana Karibe, Balana Kaibe. That also is speaking. Mahaprabhu directly speaking to Raghunath Das Goswami. Same theme we can see here also. And the conclusion is that one who can control the six items: speech, mind, anger, tongue, and belly and genitals, is to be called as Swami or Goswami. So Go means Swami means master. Go means senses. So Goswami means master of go or senses. When one accepts the renounced order of life, he automatically assumes the title of Swami. Renounced order, generally the sannyasis, they get the name Swami. This does not mean that he is the master of his family, community, or society. He must be the master of the senses, means he should be controlling all his senses. Unless one is master of his senses, he should not be called as Goswami, but Godasa. Godasa means what? Servant of the senses. So all of us are Godasas, not Goswamis. Senses are controlling us. We are not controlling the senses. Like last time we discussed the example of Alexander the Great, right? So we are somehow like Godasas. We are the servant of the senses. However, we should be the master of the senses. A spiritualist should be like that. A spiritualist or a person who is practicing bhakti should control his senses. Following in the footsteps of six Goswamis of Vrindavana, the six Goswamis of Vrindavana we know, Shri Rup, Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath. All Swamis and Goswamis should fully engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So following in the footsteps of all the Goswamis, we all should engage in the loving service of Lord by controlling the senses and properly engaging in the service of Krishna. As opposed to this, the Godasa who are Godasas, servant of the senses, engage in the service of senses or in the service of the material world. So either gratifying our senses or trying to serve this many things in this world means doing so many things, saying that okay, this service is required, and which is also a kind of sense gratification. They have no other engagement. Now, Prahlad Maharaj has further described that Godasa as Antago, Adantago, sorry, which refers to one whose senses are not controlled. So, Adantago means one whose senses are not controlled, and Adantago cannot become a servant of Krishna. This is very important. If we are the servants of senses, we are Godasas, then we cannot become servant of Krishna. It's true. It's a fact. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.530, Prahlad Maharaj has said, Matirna Krishne parata swatova mito vipatyade griha vratanam adanta gobir vishatam tamishram punascharvida charvananam. For those who have decided to continue their existence in this world for the gratification of their senses, there is no chance of becoming Krishna conscious. See, this is very nice, instructive verse by Prahlad Maharaj actually. Beautiful verse. He says, for those who have decided to continue their existence in the material world for the gratification of their senses. So, if we want to enjoy our senses here in this world, being in this world, then what he says, there is no chance of becoming Krishna consciousness. There is no chance of becoming Krishna conscious. Means the more we have a desire to gratify our senses, any of the senses, there is no chance of becoming Krishna conscious. Not by personal endeavor. So, by personal endeavor also, see, we may be putting some endeavor, but still we have gratification of our senses, or we have desires to gratify our senses. So, not by personal endeavor, by instruction from others. If somebody is instructing them what to be done, what not to be done, still they will not change. By joint conferences, so different ways, by their own effort, by the instruction of others, or by a group of people telling them, devotees telling them, they are dragged by the unbridled senses into the darkest region of ignorance, and thus they madly engage in what is called chewing the chewed. But such people, they have so much attachment to their gratifying the senses, and they will not change. Sudarega nahi, and they will not change. Hmm? Either by their they will whatever effort they do, they cannot change, and somebody is instructing also, guiding guru is instructing, then but not ready to accept the instruction, still having so many desires and sense gratification things. So how, the what kind of improvement we can expect? That is what Prahlad Maharaj says. They are dragged by the senses, unbridled senses, into the darkest region of ignorance. And what are they doing? They are engaging in what is chewing the chewed. Punash charvita charvananam. Chewing the chewed means what? We are trying to experience the same thing again and again, chewing the chewed. So it's something we are chewing and spitting. We are taking that again and chewing, thinking that we get some more sense gratification. This is the life of material world. So we have gratified our senses profusely in many lifetimes, but still we want to enjoy again. We are not at all satisfied. We may not remember our past life. However, we are indulging in all the sense gratification because we are too much attached to it. That is what Prahlad says, chewing the chewed. So, from this we can understand, if we are not progressing in bhakti, um, we may be putting some efforts from our side, but not very sincere efforts. But some efforts we are putting. Please imagine like that. And we are getting so many instructions from Guru, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Gurus, and all. And still, we are not changing. So, what is the meaning of it? That means we have so much taste in gratifying the senses in different ways. So we have so many material desires still, and we want to gratify that. So our mind is there. So we may be doing something, 16 rounds of Hare Krishna, we may be doing maybe some reading or hearing, also getting instruction from the spiritual masters. Still we are not changing, we are not progressing, means we are still attached to so many other things of this world. Our senses are not in control. So now all of us can do a self-analysis and see where we stand. Yeah. So it is very important to control our senses. Okay. And that's all. Before I end, I would like to just say one example, one story in this connection, basically. The importance of eating prasada. Actually, I was supposed to tell this. I actually missed to tell that during the discussion of prasadam. So there is a story in Mahabharata. Drupada Maharaj. You remember Drupada Maharaj? Draupadi's father, Drishtadyumna's father. Drupada Maharaj and Dronacharya were very close friends initially. However, they had some rivalry. What happened is that they were very close, and one time Dronacharya, he was a Brahmana basically. So one time he went to Drupada for some help actually. So him word that whenever you want, whatever you want, I am ready to give you. I'm there to support you. One time when Dronacharya went, Drupada Maharaj, because of some reason, he rejected his proposal. He said, I cannot help you, or something like that happened. Dronacharya was very angry. He said, "You have promised me, and now you are changing your words, and it is too much." Then they started. They had some rivalry. The rivalry. They had some friction between Dronacharya and Drupada. And what Dronacharya told Arjuna, because Arjuna was his student. He was the smartest, and so he told Arjuna, Arjuna, you have to bring Drupada. You have to tie him and bring him. I mean, you have to catch him and bring him and put him on my feet. Bring him, drag him to my feet. This is before he married to Draupadi. This is well before that, when Arjuna was a student. So Arjuna, whatever his guru is saying, he will do. He's a teacher basically, not spiritual master, but teacher in the arts, right, and the military arts. He went Arjuna. Arjuna went and conquered Drupada, and he tied him and brought him, dragged him, and put him, threw him into the at the feet of Drupada. Sorry, our Dronacharya. And Drupada was so much humiliated. He was so much embarrassed by to go through all this. And finally, Dronacharya said, "Okay, you can release him." After that, he was released. And this incident was too much for Drupada. He was not able to forget it, and he started thinking, how I will retaliate now to Dronacharya. Then he approached. He started approaching some brahmanas and asking them, "I want to kill Dronacharya. I want to kill Dronacharya. For that, I don't have a child now. I don't have a son now. I want a son who can kill this Dronacharya." Remember the incident which our friend Duryodhana has told in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, right? So this is the connection basically. So Dronacharya was, I think I mentioned, I don't know this story that time, but anyway, it's very instructive.
You mentioned when we were discussing on the chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu.
Yeah, I discussed. Okay, anyway, since I started, I will just
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah. So Dronacharya, okay, then Drupada wanted to do a sacrifice and he approached different Brahmanas. So nobody was giving him permission. Yeah, Brahmanas are telling, "No, what are you saying? We cannot do any sacrifice to get a child for you, son for you, and who can kill Dronacharya. This is not a good proposal. We cannot do all these things." And everybody was rejecting the proposal of Drupada. And finally, when he went to one Brahmana, he said, it's happening in the forest basically. And one of the sage said, "Okay, you can approach the other sage who is sitting in the other kutir. You can go and ask him. He might help you." Drupada went and asked him, "I want your help. I want a child. You want to do some yagya, and I want to have a child, and that child should kill Dronacharya." Then he immediately accepted the proposal, and he after that he did that yagya also, and later on Drishtidyumna is taking birth. After some time, Drupada is thinking, why this person has accepted? Nobody was accepting it. And not only that, one person showed that, okay, you go to this place, this person, he will agree. How that person knows this? How he knows this? He got confused. He was thinking, and then he is asking the other sage. He asked, "Why did you say that that person will accept my proposal?" Then he said a beautiful, instructive thing that I have seen him eating fruits from the forest without offering to Krishna. Simple. So that means his senses are not in control, and he will be accepting any proposal. So this is an instruction for all of us, that importance of eating prasada, importance of this consciousness, how much the non prasada, or whatever which is not offered to Krishna, how much that is affecting our consciousness. We don't know now. Why? Because we are used to it. because we don't feel the difference now. However, if you start eating prasadam for a long time, then in between, if you are breaking it one or two times, then you will understand how much it is affecting our consciousness. It will really affect the consciousness. We will feel the difference. So now we don't know because we are already having fever or having jaundice. So how we will understand? We are not getting the sweetness because we are having jaundice. So once we start practicing it nicely, making this as a very important principle in our life, then we will feel the difference. How our consciousness is changing. This is not only in food. So I had mentioned before also, not only ahara shuddhi. Ahara shuddhi is very important. This ahara dosha we will get, and sthana dosha is also there. Some places are not auspicious, so we will get the influence. So our consciousness may change. Then there is sangha dosha also. Sangha dosha is associating with non-devotees and people who are too much materialistic. We will get that samskar also. Little bit that vibes come. Even if we are interacting with them only for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we'll get that vibes, and that will disturb our consciousness. So the devotee's consciousness is like a clear water. So any small pebble falling, it will disturb. So we have to be like that. It should be very clear. So then only Krishna will manifest in our heart. Otherwise, not possible. So these are some lessons which we can learn from these topics, and so I hope we have somehow little bit covered the first verse today. So these are the 6 urges we need to control: Vacho Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Uttara Vegam, Upastha Vegam. And this is important not only for those who are in the renounced order, but also for all the sadhakas like all of us practicing devotees. So we need to we should follow uh, whatever we are able to possible, not the instruction to renunciance, which may be not 100% uh, not applicable, I'm saying, but practically possible at at this moment because of our ashrama. However, still if we are in Grihastha ashrama, we should follow these things as much as possible. Then there is something called Grihastha Brahmachari. So this has to be followed by both male and female, not only in uh, controlling the sex impulse, but overall sense gratification, indulging in so many unnecessary sense gratification, because for the spiritualist this is a danger sign. If we have to get Krishna, then senses has to be completely controlled. No doubt about it. Any little bit of fraction of desire, sense, material sense desire, material sense gratification desire we have, that will make us ineligible or not. We will be rejected from, even if we are at the point of 99. If we are at the point of 99.5, we may get rejected. We will get rejected. It is like a snake and ladder. No, have we played in the childhood? We go to 98. If we get two, we are there, but we never get two. We may get one. If you are getting one, what will happen? Coming back to 7 or 9, I don't remember number. So like that, our life, spiritual life is like that. We have to be really careful. Since Maya will try to attack us in different ways, because Maya is testing us. Maya is not our enemy. Maya is Krishna's servant, making us pure, making us pure and pure. The more the gold is put in the fire, what will happen? It will become more and more pure. So Maya will test us in different ways to make us more and more pure. And Maya is not our enemy. At the same time, she is Krishna's servant. She is doing good thing only for us. However, so many temptations she will bring. We should not fall in the victim. We should not be falling in those traps. Actually, we have to be careful. So we don't have to hate Maya. However, we should be afraid of Maya, because we should never take it easily, take it lightly, because it is Krishna's energy, Krishna's external energy. Because it is Krishna's external energy is very powerful. That is the reason Maya is very powerful. Mayadhikshena prakriti devihi esha gunamayi mama maya duratteya. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, devihi, it is actually my energy only. It's my external energy, maya shakti. So don't think that it is something light. So if you are taking it as a light, then you will be conquered by Maya. However, Mam Evaya Prapatyante, one who is surrendering to me, they can cross this Maya easily, Krishna says. So we can take some lessons from that, okay? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai, Gaudiya Guru Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Shri